Hello, 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 Team Green Gamers. How are you doing? I hope you have had a wonderful weekend with us at Team Green Gaming, raising money for Mother of Corals, who are protecting the Earth's corals and creating new ones. It's an amazing foundation. I'll talk about it more when we get the time, but for now, it is time for RepGSuspenser and Resident Evil 2 remake. So we have had the randomizer version with Cheese Weaver a little earlier, which was more of a, it's a randomizer. We had costumes. It was fun. Now we're there to actually run the game and break it and make it as fast as possible. So category is Claire A Standard 120. We have a couch today. It's Deschain. Hello. Hello, Deschain.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Hello, RepG.
Hello.
You're all there, so you can take it away whenever you are ready.
All right, awesome. Hope everyone's having a good day. I will be running Claire A Standard, but for today I would like to run with one of my favorite costumes, which is the Noir costume. Don't ask me why, but I've PB'd the most with this costume. All right, and not yet. After the second cutscene, that will be the 3, 2, 1. Or once the screen goes black, then you can go start the timer. Right.
Look, man, I'm serious, okay?
That's a really good-looking burger, by the way. All right, it's after this cutscene right here, but I'm going to cut it right here. At 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so right here, we're going to be entering the gas station, and this is the quote-unquote intro of the game. So right here, we're going to be running through here, and we're going to end up meeting our first zombie, which is... I don't think we actually have a name for this one.
His name's Frank.
Yeah. If you guys aren't familiar, a lot of us are really weird and we like to name our zombies. So we're going to be talking about a lot of them, mainly Eleanor. So we're going to get rid of this guy real quick, and then we're just going to make our way out of the gas station.
Yeah, so on that door, RepG flicked his mouse because there's actually input delay if you use the keyboard. So it's faster to just flick your mouse to spot. It takes a lot of practice to get that in one hit.
Hey guys, I already have a donation, so let me know when I can chime in.
In just one moment, right after we reach one of the important sections that we usually like to talk about.
No stress, no stress.
Destrain, you can actually talk about this one.
Yeah, so what RepG is going to do right now is he's going to run into the zombie and take 2 bites. So what this is going to do is put Claire into a caution state of health. And for some reason, female characters in the RE engine, only the third-person RE engine, run faster in caution. She's about 7% faster on straight paths. She loses time on staircases still. And what you also saw is what's called stair skating. So we reset the animation while going upstairs by aiming momentarily. And what that does is it gets you up the staircase faster because there's a ton of staircases, and generally you just walk or run really slowly up them. So it's just a good way to increase the speed.
Alright, and we actually just made it into RPD, and you can actually chime in with the donation, actually.
Sorry, yes, I'm here. I was totally typing that I think it's hilarious that both Resident Evil 2 and Pokemon Red are faster when your HP is low for reasons. This is hilarious. Sorry. We have $10 from Mr. D. Drake, who says, I couldn't help out like I normally would have this weekend, but congrats to all who donated, helped us out, and watched the marathon, raised lots of money for a good cause. Thank you so much, Mr. D. Drake. We totally understand you've been busy with kiddos. We get it. It's fine. Thank you so much for at least like attempting to be with us. Like, we really appreciate you, and we'll see you next marathon. Thank you. All right, take it away, guys.
All right, so you saw Rep pause before that door. The reason for that is because this game is timed versus, with the in-game timer. But for some reason, that trigger with the zombie pushing that door open is a real-time event. So you just pause and wait for it to happen to save your in-game time. And also, those 2 zombies in the hallway. sorry. Those two zombies in the hallway, he can run in between of only because Claire runs faster. If you were in Fine or playing as Leon, you have to go to the right of them.
And then the reason why I hug the wall like this is if you don't, you'll actually activate the zombie who's still hanging from the ceiling, and he'll fall and you'll cause you to stagger, and you'll lose, I think, what, like 1 second?
Probably 1 or 2 seconds, yeah. You have to take that line kind of tight against the wall.
And then this zombie is actually my least favorite. I don't know why, but I have a lot of problems with him because for those who don't play Call of Duty or play any FPS, he likes to head glitch me here. But apparently he likes to do the one thing that he's told during marathons. So that's very nice.
Yeah, that's Marks. Marks is a heavy reset point because you're trying to shoot a zombie while you're on the staircase, but if you miss and he bites you, any bite on a staircase in this game throws you immediately to the ground, losing at least 7 to 10 seconds. And when you're at the top level, that's just entirely too much time to lose.
How fast can you get back here?
And then we're going to run into our least favorite zombie in the game, which is Eleanor, which she's actually somewhat behaving herself. She's the female zombie that's right there by this one right here.
Yeah, so what RepG did is a little like camera shake. It kind of like actually manipulates her for some reason, and she'll turn away normally as well. So even if she's facing you, you can just flip your camera and she'll turn around.
And for this,
and these are, oh, sorry.
No, you're good. For that first puzzle, it was Lion Branch Bird, and we got good RNG. All medallion puzzles are all RNG, and right there, I did a little bit of menuing. A lot of runners usually wait till this section right here to actually do the menuing, but I'm not those people, and I like to do it right there. I don't know why. I just started picking it up, doing it right there ever since I was running New Game Plus.
Yeah, so, I will argue about the medallions constantly because they did not need to be random.
Hey, Marvin.
Because every other RE game, every other most recent RE game has fixed puzzles, except for like maybe like 1 or 2 puzzles, like at most. So those just did not need to be random. No one casually would have figured out that they were random. That's Callahan. Thankfully, he was actually very nice. A lot of the RPD-1 zombies are random, so they can either show up or not show up. But he actually just wandered off into the corner, which is really good.
My menu's a little messed up, but that is okay.
Yeah, so let's talk about the menu a little bit. So, most people might not realize this, but the way you have your menu set up is actually incredibly important for this game to be able to get increased interactions with items, because we double or triple input items into slots. And so having your menu in an area that you're going to know and be within one of the first 4 slots, either right, or down, allows you to just menu incredibly quickly.
Oh, we can actually get by him. That's very nice.
So that's Bagels. He can be hiding behind that corner and just straight up like jump you. Doing that quick turn there is actually incredibly spooky, just because sometimes he'll be right around the corner and then just jump on you. There's Donuts. If he lunges or if he walks towards you, you can kind of sometimes get past him as Claire, but it's safer to actually just shoot him. So all in all, the zombies are behaving really well right now. And coming up, we have our friend. All those, like RepG was saying, all the enemies are, or a lot of the enemies are named. That's Randy Orton, because he can just knock you out of nowhere. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at him, because Liquor AI, they get kind of shy when you're looking at them. Nice whiff, perfect. Okay, good section.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Yeah, let me remember to pick that up, because I completely forgot to pick it up last time.
Yeah, and so that one is Fish...
Scorpion Jug.
Thank you. Fish, Scorpion, Jug. it's hard to remember things. A lot of it's muscle memory, generally. And now we're gonna put a bomb on this wall. And very important is to run outside this door. What that does is it stops that bookshelf from falling down. Like if you played this game casually, probably that bookshelf shut and you get trapped inside with a liquor. Very terrifying. And this one's woman, bow, snake.
And then this is a heavy reset part for me, sadly, because you're going down the ladder. And these guys love to hug the ladder.
So
sometimes they'll early lunch like that, but sometimes they won't. But luckily, we got the good RNG.
Yeah, so you want to look down specifically to see how many zombies there are. If there's one or two zombies, you're usually fine because they'll, the ladder gives you iframes so that you can actually just go through. But if there's 3 zombies, you will get bit because only 2 zombies can lunge at a time in this game. But by the time the second zombie's done lunging and you get to the ground on that ladder, the third zombie can lunge and grab you almost instantly.
All right.
Hello?
Now, you might be wondering, why is it Claire A 120? What's the 120 stand for? And in this case, it stands for the FPS riot. It was discovered very early that the game runs... the knife damage is dealt based off of your FPS, and the higher your FPS is, the more damage it does. So let's watch this boss fight.
This thing's gotta go down.
That was a 16 slash, but we'll take it.
So that's about average. So yeah, what RepG did there is he turned his graphics down to be able to get a consistent 120. Should just double check and make sure. And so because it's tied to FPS, the community decided very early on to have different FPS categories, specifically 60 and 120, to make sure that the game is fair. Because you don't want a speedrun game locked behind having a high-powered computer, because that's not fair for people.
Pay to win, basically.
Yeah, you don't want pay to win.
Umbrella? That big pharmaceutical company?
My mom's always at work. I don't get to see her much.
Well, hopefully you'll get to see her again soon. So, where's your dad?
He, worked with my mom, but he's gone.
Wow.
Over there!
And then right here is my favorite section, because we don't have to deal with Sherry, and all we have to do is go find her later, because Chief Iron shows up and she takes her away.
He card first.
Yep, bye, Sherry.
That asshole gets what's coming to him.
And then also one of my least favorite parts, because I always get hit during these sections.
Nice.
Which are the liquors. If you don't take a specific line, they can actually hit you, and their hitboxes are actually ridiculous.
Also, their ceiling attack will put you into danger. And danger is incredibly slow. You do not want to be walking around on danger. You're limping incredibly slowly. So that shot that RepG did is to lure the liquors towards you to allow you a free pass through. And coming up here, what we're going to do is we're going to stare at the back wall until we hear the liquor scream. And because liquors want to be in front of you so that they can jump on you. So doing that lures him behind you and you can just take off.
Must be where that guy came from.
And now let's talk about something that's important when you think about Resident Evil 2 Remake speedruns, and that's something called DA, or difficulty adjustment. It's a way of artificially increasing or decreasing the difficulty of a game built into the systems of every Resident Evil game since Resident Evil 4. The one in Resident Evil 2 Remake is a bit weird. You may have noticed it when you played this game casually, is that if you picked up a lot of items, the game got really hard. Like, the zombies just started taking so much damage and they didn't die or anything. And that's your DA happening. And so the run has been optimized to the point where you're very careful about how much damage or how many items you pick up, because you need your DA to be a specific amount once you get to G3, which is the third boss fight. And so you're gonna just see us just pick up the bare minimum amount of ammo, the bare minimum, like no heals, hopefully.
And then this is my favorite shot of the game. I'm being as sarcastic as possible.
Classic. So you can't use any defensive items either on 120. You need every knife you have. That's why RepG had to just take that bite. That shot is incredibly difficult to do.
And we're gonna take the safer route and go this way.
Yeah, so if the zombie lunges towards you, you have to take the time loss of going the longer way. It's actually faster to go back, but because he's in the way, you don't want to deal with that.
And now this is RPD2, one of my least favorite sections, but it's right there with sewers for me now, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Another thing is that you don't really have a lot of inventory space. As you saw briefly, RepG's inventory is completely full. So there's no room for a herb. One bite's actually good for the DA, so hopefully if we just take one bite, we're good. But here is a great dude. What's up, Mr. X?
Jesus, stay back!
Standing at a specific spot against that broken wall and then aiming at X causes him to do that punch, and you can just run through him. Also, Rip Marvin, he was a homie. Sorry, Marvin.
Sorry, Marvin. Oh, that's not good, but we'll take it, I guess.
That's actually a better spot to get hit a second time, because there's a herb right there. You never want to use a first aid spray, because otherwise you lose caution, so you're always looking at herbs.
Oh, wait, whoops. Whoop. Yeah, that's fine, I guess.
That'll be fine, yeah.
Alright, that's not great either.
Yeah, that zombie's random. He can show up. We only have one bullet and we need it for a minute, so we're gonna just have to avoid him. Mr. X left us alone, which is really nice, because
He was actually in there, funny enough.
Oh, was he? I didn't see him.
Yeah.
But he can show up usually at the door, and if he shows up at the door, it's like a 9-second time loss, because he'll just throw you outside.
And the shot manip actually worked, thankfully, but one of our favorite zombies, which I hope he's behaving himself. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. That zombie's fine to have show up there, but if the larger zombie shows up, for some reason he moves faster. They stumble instead of walking slowly, and so he can actually catch up to you while you're moving those shelves.
I'm gonna try to bait him. Sadly, it didn't work. Oh, wait, whoops. Okay. Bad menu.
So the bait there would be to get the zombie to attack towards you, but you get through the door where they can't enter. And what that does is it makes sure that the zombie doesn't show up later.
Wait, hold up. There we go.
And yeah, like I was talking about earlier, the inventory is very important. So having your inventory off messes with your muscle memory. And then you have to rethink how you're doing everything.
Woo. And also there's this thing in the game like where you do quick turns. Sometimes the character will not do quick turn. They'll do like this little baby like corner turn. I don't know what we really call it. I just call it baby turns.
It's called baby turn. Yeah, everyone just calls it a baby turn. It's when you fail a quick turn. And it's nothing that you're doing. That's not great RNG for this guy. Yeah, that's probably the best bet, is to bait the zombie towards you so you can wait for his grab frames to be gone. This zombie thankfully behaved. What RepG did there is just pause buffer so you can think. You're allowed to pause for up to 2 minutes in the speedrun, which gives you time to, not total, 2 minutes at a time, as long as you don't abuse it, obviously. And that gives you time to think when you're trying to go through doors and there's zombies that give you weird RNG. It gives you a bit of time to think and react correctly. Otherwise, everything's done in a split second, and that's incredibly difficult to do.
And one of my least favorite sections of the game, but I prefer it over the furnace in Leon's section, or Leon's scenario.
Yeah, that puzzle takes a bit too. But what Rep's referring to is the Sherry section, a 4.5 minute section where you're kind of just not really doing a lot.
It's like a 4.5 minute section, I believe. 5 minute section.
And the solution's always, so the solution's randomized, but the only thing that stays constant is its first block to the last block. Or third block. Sorry, first.
The second to last block.
Yeah.
What is this?
And then we're gonna run into my favorite enemy of the game, which isn't actually an enemy. It's the dresser drawer. Because sometimes she'll climb up and sometimes she won't, and I lose plenty of time for it. But there, it actually wasn't that bad, and we grabbed closest to the wall, which is actually really, really huge. And if there's any donations or anything anybody wants to talk about, like, we can talk about it, because this section is actually the least action the game will ever have.
That sounds great. I do have quite a few things to say. So, we're nearing the end of the marathon, but we still have a bid war going on for Pokemon Shield. So it's not the next run, it's the run after that one. So in 2 runs, we'll be doing a Pokemon Shield race. And there's a bid war going on. There's there's two, like, let's say two two different paths that can be taken. So we could have our runners both use Sobble and have Sobble versus Sobble, or have them use Arcanine and Ninetales, so have Arcanine versus Ninetales. Currently, Sobble versus Sobble is in the lead, but you can still, everything is still within sniping distance for sure. So get your donations in if you want to see either Sobble versus Sobble, just a little pitiful little water thingy, water frog, I guess, I don't know, or badass fire Pokemon battling it out, Arcanine versus Ninetales. So this is our last bid war of the marathon. Get them going. Do I have more time, RepG?
Yes, actually, because this is actually gonna take a minute, but just so you're aware, Chief Irons has a really bad mouth, so that's not us cursing.
Okay, of course. Yeah, the stream is PG. Resident Evil, not so much.
Where are you?
We got prizes, everyone, so, like,
longer it takes me to find you,
this is a small marathon. Get your donations in. The chances of you winning a prize from this marathon are pretty high, because we don't have millions of viewers that are battling it out for the prizes. So if you just donate a little $5, that enters you into the possibility of winning a game key for the Crack Pet Show, which is a new game from Remake Games. We have been running some ads, so you might have seen it earlier during the marathon. We also have Cult of the Lamb, which is like a runaway success, recent success from Devolver Digital, and Return to Monkey Island, which just dropped. The new iteration in the Monkey Island series by Devolver Digital as well. If you donate a cumulative $10, you can be entered into winning Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania plus the 3 DLC from Slosh. Thank you so much, Slosh. It was our Banana Mania runner. And for a $40 total donation, so you don't have to donate $40 like in one go. You can have donated like a little here and there, depending on what's going on. So it's a Devolver Digital game pack with 10 games in it. Disc Room, Ape Out, Shadow Warrior 3, Piku Niku, Hotline Miami Collection, Death's Door, My Friend Pedro, Katana Zero, The Messenger, and Grease. So not a lot of people are qualifying for this big Devolver Digital game pack so far. So your chances of getting this are quite high. They're pretty good, and you're donating for a great cause, which is Mother of Corals. Is that good, RepG?
Yeah,
I can
that's
speak
good.
some more. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So during this section, you're just hiding from you're just hiding from Irons, waiting so you can get his key. I got something called the dupe key, which is what I would say like a 1 to 2 second time loss, depending on how you react to it. And we're also nearing the end of this section, which is very nice.
Also, he's coming up on the hardest boss of the game, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. And also going back to what she said about like winning prizes, I actually won a Game Boy with Pokemon Blue. I absolutely love it.
So that door is the hardest boss in the game, because it can easily lose 2 seconds because when you quick turn around there, the camera gets all funky and you just kind of like can't actually get through the door easily sometimes. And another thing to talk about in the Sherry section is that Chief Irons' vision is based off his flashlight. So RepG just stood in a spot that looks like, oh, there's no way he doesn't see me, but he just never passes by. That doesn't see it at all. It's really funny to see.
I'm pretty sure I can't take a hit because I got slashed so I'm below 60 health, so I'm not gonna take. Usually you would take a hit from Mr. X, but we're not going to. And we're just gonna say bye to him. Bye-bye.
Yep.
And then, and then this is my. I don't know. Dogs hate me some days, and dogs love me some days. But everyone says dogs are free, so.
I was gonna say, what do you mean? Dogs are free.
We'll just say dogs are free.
But no, that's just a meme in the community. But the dog section in Streets is incredibly difficult. The only main issue is normally the dog right after the bus. Doesn't actually have a name besides bus dog. There are a couple things that dog can do. Generally, if he barks while you're going towards the door, it's good. You can just go. It's when he's silent that you kind of have to wait, and it's a speed run. You don't want to wait.
Yeah, we're really not a fan of waiting.
Yeah,
we just hold W. But this spot is really easy. They never really attack you unless you're following if you're following a direct path. This dog right here, not these ones right here, but this one that's stepping right here is my least favorite, because sometimes he'll just do that and then he'll just turn and look at you, and so I just take the safe route so he doesn't actually just immediately lunge at me.
Yeah, that dog has 3 different RNGs. One where he looks at you, one where he just lunges at you immediately. And bus dog doing bus dog things.
Gotta be the orphanage.
And there's also just the one where he just walks a little bit. And that one you have to go around the car, otherwise you get hit. And dogs in this game are a bit weird. They can sideswipe you and then immediately grab you. Like there's no like recovery, like it doesn't give you any chance to potentially dodge another hit. No, it just immediately can go into an attack again. I've watched someone get hit by dogs in a Leon campaign. They got attacked like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like no chance to even react.
Just sent straight into danger. They just said, all right, back to the old gas station.
Where are you?
Yep.
Claire! Sherry?
All right, and then this is the last time we will ever see Mr. X. Well, technically, we're not going to see him right here, besides like the small cutscene, which I'm actually skipping. But we're going to get everyone's favorite bug in this game. Des Chain, you can actually talk about it.
Yeah, so this cutscene, when you skip it fast enough, you actually overlay the audio. Don't know why, it just happens. RE Engine has some weird audio stuff. But Claire's still doing the cutscene stuff. So she'll ask for Sherry.
Can you don't stop?
Joe, say that's behind her, and then yeah, exactly. So it's just something funny that happens.
I'm gonna smell like
But if you sit in that cutscene, because you're able to watch the cutscene sometimes, or like generally we don't, but like if you need like a moment to catch up with maybe chat or something, you can watch the cutscene because it doesn't count towards your in-game time. But if you watch that cutscene, it just doesn't happen.
All right, and this is one of my least favorite spots as well because I sometimes miss the shot. You're a wingman gamer. Okay, I am a wingman gamer.
Nice shot.
All right. So for those of you who don't know why I say that, so I play Apex Legends with my older brother and my girlfriend, of course. I say I'm a wingman gamer because it makes me realize I need to hit my shots, and whenever I say that, I do hit my shots.
Some speedrunners are awfully superstitious. It helps. You just have your like little things that you do that make you like do better at the run.
Yeah, and we'll talk. And same thing with Lucy, but he doesn't do it anymore, which is his 1-1, 1-2-3-4-5. Like 1-1, 1-2-3. He doesn't do it anymore.
Oh, I'm B scenario for the later. Yeah.
He doesn't do it anymore. Sag.
Yeah, Lucy Lover is an amazing runner of this game. I learned pretty much everything I know.
All right, we're in a bad spot.
Yeah, it's the sewers doing sewer things.
But it's
Thankfully,
okay.
There's a herb right here.
Yep. I don't know about them being there, but they have to be there. So unfortunately, I didn't hit my shots because I didn't say I was a wingman gamer, so that's my fault. So they're usually, I prefer to have one of them in the water, or both of them in the water, so you get good RNG on the way back, but we'll find out how bad it is on the way back.
Yeah, so these zombies have a bunch of different patterns. On the way back, if they're both in the water, you know that when you come back from getting the Queen and King plug, that they're not going to be a bother. Excuse me. If one of them is in the water and above ground, you know, if the high vis zombie is above water on the way back from getting the Rook plug, he's going to be a problem later.
Whoops, did not mean to do that. Unfortunately, I have to grab the backup ammo, but that's okay. Alright, and we'll find out how bad the RNG is on the way back. Because none of them are in the water, and they're all above ground. Okay, I thought I could get away with it.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
Thankfully, there's a herb nearby.
Where is it?
Yeah, at the beginning of G adults on the right.
Okay. Yeah. That is actually the worst thing that could happen is if you miss all your shots and you continue your run, because both the zombies are just sitting up there waiting for you.
Yeah, it helps. Definitely knowing the next herb is, and like I was saying earlier, we don't have extra inventory space, so we can't carry one. If you're learning the game, I would highly recommend taking the pouch after G1. It gives you 2 extra inventory slots, and you can carry a herb on you. Because this category is very, very rough.
You're everywhere.
I'm not gonna do the strat where you go right. I'm just take the wide left route. Okay, thank the Lord. I took the YOLO line.
So these are the G adults. They have a hitbox for their grab that's actually bigger than it looks. And so we can just shoot the one and get past him, but the second one we have to run past or shoot. Claire, generally, most runners I know will just run past the G adult, but it does carry its risk. That adult was very close to grab and rep.
And there's 2 routes you can take. You can grab the spark shot, which is through there, or you can do the spark shot skip, which is killing G3 with the knife, which is another risk on its own. for me, I prefer not to grab the spark shot ever again because it is the worst weapon in this game, in my opinion.
It has its merits. It's very useful in 60 FPS because you don't do enough damage with the knife.
Okay, we got really lucky.
Yeah, he was being weird. Normally they'll either walk towards you and then do a grab or a swing, or they'll scream. If they scream, they start making G babies, and you can just run past on the right side.
And instead of here, I'm just gonna take the safety route instead of shooting the eyeballs.
Yeah, so there's a strat where it saves about 2 seconds where you shoot that G adult in his eye about 3 times while he's trying to go towards you. Definitely a risky strat. I don't know very many people that still do it, except for if you're at the top level of play.
All right, this is my least favorite part. All right, I hit my shot somehow, so we'll take that.
That was, yeah, nice shot.
And another thing, it's called shot boosting. So if you play on toggle, after you shoot, she'll do like some stagger, like hop forward. But if you play with whatchamacallit, have it be held, then it saves like what, 0.1?
Like 0.1, 0.2 seconds on every boost. It's something that we didn't talk about at the beginning of the run, which was shift boosting. After every cutscene, when you skip a cutscene, as soon as you gain control of your character, you can push the direction you want to go in and press shift, not holding it through the cutscene, and it skips a rev up animation that the characters have, where they like lurch forward. It saves like 0.2 seconds on every single time you do it, which adds up a lot over the course of the run.
All right, and everyone's least favorite boss in this game, at least mine, which is G2.
Yeah, this boss, when you're gonna throw a grenade at a specific spot, that will make him pop down to the shutter faster than normal. And then he can do 2 things once you're on the other side. He'll either do a fast attack or a slow attack. The slow attack is more comfy, but obviously slower. And this fight's kind of a gimmick. You have to deal more than half his health, so at least 1 extra damage than half, and then hit him with the crane. So that's the fast attack.
Oh god, it broke. I didn't want it to break.
I got a surprise for you.
And he should roar at you.
I am actually praying that this is enough.
That should be more than enough.
Yeah, that's enough. All right, and then that was G2, my least favorite boss, which actually I got a really good fight on.
Forever.
And then now we're gonna rescue Sherry. And for those of you who know about Tokyo Ghoul, I like to make jokes about her for the sheer fact that her right eye is like, looks like a ghoul from Tokyo Ghoul. So I'm like, oh, Sherry's a ghoul.
Lab's not far. Wait.
But we're running towards our last section of the game, which is labs, which is, I like to meme about it because labs is free.
Oh, why would you? No, why would you ever say that in a marathon setting?
Lab is free.
You're gonna be fine.
Okay. So labs is a difficult area because of a specific section. So because of the way that the in-game time works, you can't load autosaves. So if you mess up or something bad goes wrong, you can't load an autosave, but you can continue after a death. And there's an area in labs that causes an awful lot of deaths, but the autosave where you would load or you would continue afterwards is about 2.5 minutes behind. So, which is just, it's a huge amount of time loss if you die. And the area depends on the randomness of enemies, which already itself is very difficult to deal past. And this is the lab liquor hallway we'll be seeing shortly.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
I actually forgot to change my graphics.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open.
So right now we're just waiting for the shutters to come up, which takes like 15 seconds.
Doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. To Nest. Enjoy your visit.
A lot of people like to put the wristband in a different slot than the first one. I prefer to put it in the first slot, and then I'll put the other item, which we'll pick up in like after this, in the second slot. So right there, I just shot the door, which should manip. What do we call him again? I don't even remember.
His name is Curtis, based off of a world record holder, or a former world record holder. And the naming convention for most of the zombies is based off of, like, we named zombies that kill runs, essentially. So that zombie killed one of his world record runs, which is why I got that name.
Right?
I don't
That's
do
fine.
this strat.
That's fine. I have that knife to get rid of, so it's okay.
Yeah, I don't do this strat because I can never remember what you're supposed to do. So I just dodge the zombie or shoot him in the head. For me, that's a safer way, just because I never can remember what to do.
Your presence is urgently requested by Chief Cartwright in the east area.
All right, and how many more bullets can I get rid of? Actually, none.
Yeah, going into labs, you kind of want to keep as much ammo as you can. As long as it's not taking up too much inventory space, because there are a few zombies as well as some strats we're going to use with bullets. You need to make sure that you have at least 5 bullets for G3.
So the one thing that you can do, you can use a knife, but but you want to make sure you have 3. So like if I used one right now, I can go into the bottom part of labs and go grab the spare knife, but you'll lose like 6-7 seconds because of it.
Yeah, and we're coming up on some of the scariest enemies in the remake, and those are the Ivies. There's one right now. What's up? And the reason they're terrifying is if you don't use a defense weapon, so either a knife or a flashbang or a grenade, they kill you. It's a one-hit kill. And this is definitely scary because we don't have spare anything. So we just, if you get grabbed by one, you just die and your run generally is just over.
And then we picked up the herbicide. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the
herbicide, and now we're gonna actually fill it up. Well, the container, and then we're filling it up now, and then we're gonna freeze it.
Hey guys, if I can interject at some point, let me know.
After, in actually like 15 seconds, actually, once I shoot this IV, then yes.
I can do it quick.
Okay, all right, you can go ahead and do it. Actually, it's just me shooting this IV right here.
All right, well, good luck with that. We have Narv who donates. He's one of my fellow countrymen here. So we pronounce it Narf. I don't know how he pronounced it in English. Anyway, Narf donates $40 and he says, "May the zombies restrain from nibbling on your neck." Well, that's a great wish. Thank you so much, Narf. Thank you for donating to Mother of Pearls, and thank you everyone for your generosity so far in this marathon. Really appreciate it. All right, you can go back, RevG and Deathchain.
All right, so that's one of the lab liquors. RepG looked at the ground there to make sure that the liquor didn't actually hit him. Because there's a lot of camera manips in this game. Now next we're coming up onto the section, the lab liquor section. So these zombies sometimes will tank headshots, depending on your DA, or actually just depending on if they want to. Nice crit. And here's usually where we'll pause buffer to assess a situation going through the door.
Okay, that's not
Good
bad.
RNG. That shot there is to draw the lickers to the ceiling. Lickers stay stunned longer with a flashbang if they're on the ceiling, to give us more time to do this puzzle and get back to the door. Those zombies are completely random if they're going to be in front of the door or not. This is actually decent RNG.
I heard him lick. I was so scared. My heart stopped.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You have 5.
All right, on the way back is actually the most terrifying, and then you can actually breathe afterward.
I packed my part.
So now we got the frozen herbicide, and now we're gonna freeze everybody. Well, actually, make it rain.
Yeah, we're trying. What all this is done is to remove a scientist who's been stuck to a wall by a plant. So let's see what we get on the way out. Good.
All right, good, very good.
So one thing that makes that area so terrifying is some of the zombies could be behind that wall and they won't get flashed.
Oh my gosh.
And body block, classic.
We love it.
And if they don't get flashed, they're a definite hazard because you could just get grabbed out of nowhere where you don't see them because you're not expecting the zombie to be around.
So much weed infestation.
All right.
Warning.
And then after we pick this up, we're gonna head towards G3, but first we have to get past our mortal enemy, the IVs.
Turn off, and you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
So these guys are fine. This one in here, I have like a personal vendetta with because sometimes he'll attack me early and sometimes he won't. And then this guy, I can actually run past, thank the Lord, and I got good RNG on that shot as well.
Yeah, so that zombie, sorry, that IV is completely random as well. He could be, if he's walking around to, like, into the corner, you can actually do what's the YOLO strat and just try to run past him, which a lot of people will opt to do. I'm always trying to be safer, but sometimes he can be just facing away from you. And if they're facing away from you, the easiest thing to do is to knife them through their stomach,
Find that antiviral agent.
which will hit one of the bulbs and stun them.
All right, now we're gonna head towards everyone's favorite boss, G3. Funny enough, I actually prefer this fight over any other fight. And also, for those of you who don't know, notice, I have my camera angled like this. It's just so I can follow a straight, specific lines and, take the shortest path to certain areas.
Thank God. The antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
All right, so G3, I'm going to change my graphics again because, like Death Chain said earlier, the knife is tagged to your FPS, so it makes the boss fight faster. All right.
Class A breach detected. Class A until target is neutralized.
And so what RepG is going to do here is make sure he doesn't stand that close to the center of G3, because if you stand too close to him, you actually knife through him into his eyes too early and he'll stand up. And we're also going to do knife swaps. So those are switch to another knife and then equip or unequip the gun. And what that does is it allows you to switch to another knife without pulling out without the animation of the character pulling out a knife. And that was a really clean fight.
I'm guessing my DA is really low because he didn't even do the roar animation.
Gotta get back to
Yeah, your DA should be pretty low because of a few hits that you took. And the two-sided sword of having low DA, depending on which campaign you're on, is that the bosses could react completely differently than how you're expecting. It happens a lot on 60 FPS. The boss would just do something completely different, and your run could either die or just see how well you handle a backup.
And now we're heading back to Sherry. We didn't really explain the story very well, but basically Sherry's mom is dead because she got knocked back by G3, but apparently she's still alive, and she gave her daughter the antivirus, and now she gets to live again, and now she's not a ghoul anymore, and she gets to live and hang out with Claire.
Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
And for those of you who don't realize, Sherry's wearing Claire's red jacket, which we aren't actually wearing a red jacket.
Let's get the hell out of here.
We weren't wearing a red jacket from the start, so... But there's that. We have time for a donation, or like 9, until we reach the final fight.
Sounds great. So I do not. Oh yes, I do. Sorry. Whoa, my bad. It just came in. All right. We have Hexcat donating $40 and saying, "Question for the couch and runner: what are your favorite and least favorite zombies? Good luck on the rest of the run." I'm not sure how to say that. It's an R and a lot of E's.
Yeah,
So-
it's the classic RepG.
It's the classic.
Okay.
It's the classic.
So do you have time to answer that? Yeah, we want to know.
If they mean in this run, I hate bagels. I absolutely hate bagels.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think my least favorite is probably Bagos, just because he hides behind a corner and just jumps over at you. But favorite zombie, my favorite zombie would be Karen on A side. So Karen is the female cop zombie on the second floor, specifically on A scenario. On B scenario, she is a pain in the butt, which is why she has a nickname. But on A scenario, she kind of just sits in a corner, hiding handgun ammo, and then she just kind of is standing up as you run past her. So she's my favorite zombie because she just leaves me alone.
Same actually, but I also run New Game Plus on B scenarios, so there's that.
That's surprising from a Karen.
Can't agree.
And this section is, we'll do a bit of inventory management. It may look like we're just hitting nothing, or we're hitting plants for the fun of it, but this is actually gonna break the knives that we use at G3 and allow us to get the good knife that we picked up after G4. Because the way that the game gives you your next knife is it will give you the lowest health knife, so that you're not using your good weapons for defense. And so what he's gonna do is just wait for this Ivy to grab him and then use a defensive item. And Sherry shows up around 8:48.
Nice work, Sherry.
Okay, let me know when you've got time to. Oops, sorry.
We have one more, or actually, I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, you don't have any ammo.
But that's okay. We can just run right by him. Also, zombies and Ivies completely ignore Sherry, so you don't have to actually worry about her dying.
I think we're almost out of here.
So it makes the game a little bit more easier. We have time for a donation.
Worth a try.
Or whatever you're gonna say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I want to talk about the bid war because it's hot right now. So there's only one incentive left for the marathon. We are getting late in time here in the Team Green Gaming Marathon. Sorry, I can't even speak anymore. But we have one incentive left, so everyone who's donating can donate to that one. So it's pretty hot right now. It's the route for the Pokemon Shield race. So either we have Sobble versus Sobble, which is gonna be like a pity party for that little crying frog. Sorry, I like Sobble, but I'm trying to sell this right now. Or Badass Fire Pokemon, Arcanine and Ninetales. So Arcanine versus Ninetales. So we have, yeah, that's the choices you can do. And they are still pretty close, but Sobble versus Sobble is currently in the lead. So if you want to see those Badass Fire Pokemon instead, just go ahead and donate. It is still well within sniping range. And you still have the Kirby run to donate to as well, so it's not right now.
All right, so G4 is a entirely gimmick as well. You have to destroy as many eyes as possible. I'm not sure if there's an actual number that anyone knows. And he just regenerates eyes. RepG is going to go for knife kill here, which is when you finish off him with knife flash. Didn't get it. It happens. It's probably a couple eyes. Yeah, 1 or 2.
And time will actually be coming up in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, once we get to the ending cutscene, it's time. So...
And time. So that is Resident Evil 2 Remake, Claire A, Standard, 120.
yeah,
I don't...
GG.
GG's. That was fun.
GG.
And hopefully the game doesn't crash. Okay, it didn't crash. Usually during this section right here, it would crash like right at the start of this section, but it actually didn't. Thank you.
Claire!
I don't have any
Okay.
real shout-outs, but if you want to learn New Game Plus or learn any of the standard categories, or just Claire A Standard, you can ask me or Deschain. Deschain is very knowledgeable when it comes to the Resident Evil series.
Very knowledgeable, retired from this game.
Yeah.
Except for marathons. But yeah, definitely, or join the Discord. The RE2 community is incredibly nice. Everyone's always helpful. And it's not a bad run to learn.
I would say it's very beginner friendly, but if you want to start out, you would use the Spark Shot. Even though I absolutely hate it, I would highly recommend you use the Spark Shot first and then start learning everything when it comes to the DA part of it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for running with us this afternoon. We really appreciate it. So if that was the last of your shoutouts, we will be moving into transition really soon. Do you have anything else to say? Is that good?
Donate.
Yeah, thanks. Donate. Yeah, for Mother of Corals. Oh, I see we have another donation that just came in, actually. Let's do it quick. We have Boo who donates $40. Thank you so much, Boo. It's one of our, it's currently our tech guy. Don't let Sobble summit his corner. Take him. It was fun to organize this thing. Hope you all enjoy. Keep everything coming. Absolutely, Boo. Yeah, he's actually an organizer. Sorry, not just a volunteer. Thank you so much, Boo, for manning the tech station right now. I really appreciate it. So thank you everyone for being there, for donating to Mother of Corals. We will go into a short intermission and we will be back with Bomb Happy and Kirby in the Forgotten Land. All right, take it away, Boo.